And why am I talking about that today? Because we're in this season where we sometimes spend money we don't have to please people we don't really care about. Or we end up spending money we don't have to kind of convey a certain message which is not rooted in truth. But you may see now. However you choose to create the rest of this year, whatever you plan to do next year, 2020, don't betray yourself. Don't betray yourself by setting goals and dreams that you just don't even think you can do. In this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Yes, indeed, you are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good day to you wherever you are at this very moment in time, whatever you're doing. Whether you're listening on the go, chilling on the couch, getting ready to go to bed because you need a bedtime story. I am happy to be your storyteller. Welcome to another episode of Being You, the journey back to yourself, the capital S self, your higher self, the journey back to alignment. Thank you for tuning in, to listening, and giving yourself permission to be transformed. Because when you tune in, it is important to listen to what is coming up and coming out. And when you tune in and you listen, you can't help but transform because your intention to listen, to hear, leads to a transformation. I am Ade, your beingness artist, your transformational agent, your transformational artist. Thank you again for being here. Being you is the journey back to yourself. And it is the process of creating and recreating yourself. That is a choice that each and every one of us have. We have the choice to recreate ourselves and create a new reality. And sometimes I think we try to take giant leaps and we struggle with not being able to create what we want to create. But all we have to do is take small steps. You got a better chance. You really do have a better chance in creating a new reality by taking baby steps. Because it's got to become a habit. You know, you got some other habits that may not be working for you anymore. But you've been working on that for years. Your ego would say, wait, what is this? You're trying to do something different? Create a new reality? No. Because your ego knows that creating a new reality is the death of the ego. And the ego will fight to stay alive. But once your ego has been spiritualized, I'm talking about when your ego is now doing the bidding for your spiritual self, your spiritual nature. Oh, it would help you. Because ego is nothing bad. It's nothing negative. You need your ego self. Some people say, you got to kill your ego. You might as well kill yourself. I'm not saying go kill yourself, but I'm saying the idea of killing the ego doesn't make any sense. You just have to recalibrate. You just need to retune. You have to change the focus, how you're thinking about it. There's a reason your ego is telling you, wait, don't touch that. Remember last time you touched that, you got burnt. That looks like fire to me. Don't touch it. It's keeping you safe. It's keeping you sane. Because without your ego, if you were to see more, now let me say that differently. There's so much going on that if you were to see without the filter of the ego, it will be overwhelming. So the ego helps you focus, like to focus on the things that you believe is true and real. See, if you want to know how powerful the ego is, think about the last time you had a dream. And if you're one of those people that's so adamant that you don't dream, I'm not going to fight you. Why? Think about a time when you imagined a new reality. In a dream, when you're consciously imagining, anything and everything is possible. When you dream and you wake up to try to convey the dream to other people, you're like, well, it was more than that. But you know how dreams are. It was like I was flying and at the same time I was swimming in water. That's because the ego was snoozing. If the ego was awake, your ego will tell you, no, that doesn't make any sense. There's no way you're flying and being in the water at the same time or flying in water. So your dream gives you a little a peek into what life looks like without the ego. It's just the impossible becomes possible. What your human mind, your logical mind can't comprehend is the norm. And in the dream, you're not doubting yourself for the most part. You're not saying, well, I should be doing this. I shouldn't be flying in water. I shouldn't be running and jumping on top of buildings. I had a dream like that. It was a recurring dream where when it first started, some people were chasing me, trying to attack me. And I ran and ran and ran. And eventually I jumped on a building. And I remember thinking, whoa, this is cool. So I jumped from another building. And I don't know if it was weeks later, I had another dream and there's some little kids that were bothering me. They weren't trying to attack me, but I was like, I am not in the mood today. I love children. I love young people. Actually, much more than I love adults. But anyway, we won't say that too loud. Well, no, I love adults. I mean, this podcast is for adults. Anyway, believe whatever you want to believe, okay? And I was like, I got to get away from this children, man. I just don't have the time right now. And in a dream. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I can jump on the building like I did the last time. And I was on top of a building. And it happened at least 3 times. I found out a lot of information about that dream, but that's not what today's conversation is about, so we won't talk about that. But why did I even go there? Why did I digress? Because I was talking about your ego. I was talking about recreating to the ego. Creating and recreating to your ego is death to the ego. Well, the ego thinks it's death, but you need your ego. So that's what this journey is about. We're in a season where, Christmas is around the corner if you celebrate it. And even if you don't, the energy is around us. New Year in the Western world, once again, everybody's getting excited about 2020. And it's good. Get excited. And I will say to you, don't wait for the new year to be new. Be new now. Now is all you got. So we're in this season where there's so much going on. And I just want to add a little something into your consciousness. But we'll talk more about that. That sounds like a teaser. So, quick announcement. I'm publishing this podcast today. I'm recording it today and publishing it today. That's going to be interesting. That's the plan anyway. That's the intention, not the plan. That's the intention. Because every time I plan, things change. Intention is different. So, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, a free webinar. And if you're interested, go to lifecoachade.com, lifecoachade.com. Tomorrow, Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Coming to an end of a decade. Ooh-wee. Life is moving. Anyway, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you in the United Kingdom, that's 10:30 p.m. UK time. Now, I know this is short notice. If the only way you get to hear me is through the podcast, I didn't do one last week. I just have a lot going on. I'm sure you can understand because you have a lot going on in your life. As I was saying, we're in this busy season now. There's a lot going on energetically, emotionally, mentally, where I feel like life is challenging us to show up, to be more. And in the showing up, sometimes it could mean pulling back and being still. It's not always action, like trying to keep up with the Joneses. Show up for yourself. And so if you want to join me tomorrow for how to break the habit of feeling stuck, We're going to look at what caused you, or basically we don't need not so much what caused you, but we're going to talk about that. You know when you're stuck. You know when you're feeling stuck. Doesn't mean there isn't action either. It just means you're thinking the same thought over and over, doing the same thing over and over. And the root of all that is fear. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to help you face the fear. I'm going to give you a question, which is, I shared that yesterday on my show, on the broadcast on Facebook and Instagram. And here's a question, even if you don't attend the webinar, I want to give you this. Whenever you find yourself being scared, whenever you're getting worried, whenever you're afraid, ask yourself, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? What action would I be taking right now if I wasn't afraid? And it's a question that shifts your mind. We'll talk more about that, why it works and everything on the webinar. If you can't make it, what you can do, actually I just had a thought. What you can do is register. You will get a recording. And I just downloaded an idea. Even if you miss it, register even after. Well, you know what? If there is a demand for it, I might do another one in January. But you don't have to wait for that. You can just let me know you're interested, lifecoachade.com, and I will send you a recording. How about that? See, you can never miss out when you're really clear about what you want. I like that. Ooh, that's a tweet. Like, what did Oprah used to say? That's a tweet. You can never miss out when you're clear about what you want. Ooh, I gotta practice that. I told you, I open my mouth and spirit comes rushing out. Anyway, check it out. Today's topic, today's conversation, today's theme is don't betray yourself. And why am I talking about that today? Because we're in this season where we sometimes spend money we don't have to please people we don't really care about. Or we end up spending money we don't have to kind of convey a certain message which is not rooted in truth. What is true for you? We're trying to please, put on an appearance. So in this season of getting gifts and toys, and now if getting gifts and toys is easy for you, going to see family members, traveling, if it aligns with your soul, go ahead. But if you're doing it and you're not being authentic, I am inviting you. Don't betray yourself. And this it's more than just Christmas season. How many times have we done some things and we're saying, I shouldn't have done that? Or sometimes I know I've done something, actually, while I'm doing it, I'm thinking, oh my God, why am I doing this? But I've already started, so I end up seeing it through. And then sometimes I realize I'm just trying to, please people that I say I love, that I care about. But that's not cool, dude. So this journey of life will give you lots of opportunity to see yourself, to understand yourself, to see your relationship with yourself, your relationship with life. And life will always present you the opportunity to create and recreate. So whether it's Christmas season or not, whether it's a busy season or not, I want to leave this with you. Don't betray yourself. To betray yourself is to lead yourself astray. To betray yourself is not being in integrity with yourself. To betray yourself is to not consider yourself when you're making important choices. When you have a decision that needs to be made, you got to consider yourself. Now, it shows up in many other ways. And again, you hear me say we've been conditioned. We live in a world. We say treat other people the way you want to be treated. And you got to be kind to people. But the idea of being kind to yourself, loving yourself first, not very common. It's almost like, stop being selfish. I'm inviting you to be selfish, if that's what it means, to just pull back. So during this season of gift givings and toys buying and shopping and getting discount that you're not even interested in, you just might want to say, you know what, I'm opting out. If you have family, you can tell them, this is what we're doing. We're buying a gift, and we're not spending more than £10, $10, 10 naira, 10 euro, whatever. And your children might be like, oh, I want to buy this game. And I'm not telling you not to do that. Even if you go and buy a game that costs $200, £200, and you regret it in January, so be it. You're going to learn something from that. As a spiritual teacher, my work is to share the tools, share the techniques, share the spiritual principles, and you get to use it in a way that works for you. It is not my responsibility to tell you how to use the spiritual principles. My responsibility is to share it, for you to take it and digest it, and whatever doesn't work, release it, and whatever does work, assimilate it. Just like your body. If you find yourself feeling lonely, if you feel like maybe you just broke up in a relationship, maybe your loved one betrayed you, do what you need to do to bring you peace. If that means getting professional help, do it. If it means taking a vacation and going to hang out with some friends for a week, do it. If there's something that you've always wanted to do and you're afraid that you're never going to get it done because time is running out, and find a way to bring it closer into your life. This life that you're living, this is it. This is an experience that you're having. There's no point putting your life on hold, putting your life on a layaway plan. And if you have betrayed yourself, you can stop betraying yourself by forgiving yourself. This is a perfect moment to recreate your relationship with yourself, to create a new relationship with yourself. This is a good time, not just because it's the end of the year. It's a good time because it is a good time. The only time there is right now. In this moment is where you get to change. In this moment is where you get to stretch. In this moment is where you get to recreate your life. Go after the things that called you. Listen to your heart. Listen to your mind. Listen to your soul. You're here for a reason. You're creative. You're magnificent. You have passion. There are things that you're passionate about. Live it now. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Let's just say, yeah, this is good. Let's just say there's a country you wanted to go to, and you're not able to get there, and you'd planned to go there this year. I know this might sound silly, but your mind doesn't know the difference between what you're actually experiencing and what you're imagining. So, to help you with your imagination and accomplishing that goal, you can go online, find a webcam for that country, for that town, for that city, and just get lost in it. Or if you know somebody traveling to that place, have them go over there and take you around. Do a FaceTime, Facebook Live. Well, make it personal, FaceTime or something like that. Duo, use that. Use WhatsApp. Yeah, your mind would say, but that's not the goal that I had. I wanted to be there myself. Indeed. But you can still be there. You're listening to this right now, and it's like I'm next to you, talking to you, right? See, we have to decolonize our mind and recognizing that there is no separation. There's some of you that listen to me, we're never going to meet. Some of you are listening, you don't know me. You just stumble across the podcast. But somehow what I'm saying resonates with you and you keep listening. Whether you're affirming it, whether you think, no, I disagree with that, you're still here, right? That's oneness. There is no separation. So, however you choose to create the rest of this year, Whatever you plan to do next year, 2020, don't betray yourself. Don't betray yourself by setting goals and dreams that you just don't even think you can do. Don't set goals and dreams because you're under pressure. People are looking at you and you think, yeah, I'm going to be married and have kids, or I'm going to have a business, and just don't betray yourself. If you find yourself in a situation where you're asked, what are you going to do next year? Tell your truth. Your truth can be just as simple as saying, I don't know, but I'm sure I will figure it out. Come on, it's the new year 2020. Everybody's making New Year's resolutions. Yes, but I don't want to do that anymore. I'll figure it out. I always do. And if I don't figure it out, I get some kind of help. I'll call Life Coach Ade. I'll go online. I'll go to YouTube and figure it out. I will find a TED Talk. I'll figure it out. But what I know for sure is I don't know what I want to do next year, what I want to create next year. In that moment when you speak your truth, you're welcoming yourself home, back to yourself. And the truth is, energetically, New Year's resolutions they're a joke. When you hear it, you're like, yeah, you get people just like, they start a religion about, I don't do New Year's resolutions. That shit don't work. Calm down. My bad. I'm sorry to bring that up. I don't, but I don't have to have an attitude about it because it's a choice. It's a personal choice. For some people, it works. I can't say it doesn't work for everybody. But if you're looking for something else, how about having a Now Year's resolution? Now, N-O-W, Now Year's resolution. What's that? A Now Year's resolution is you deciding right here, right now, you are choosing to go after what you desire, what you know you want to do. You're not waiting for 2020, 2021. You're going to start living it. You're going to start creating it now. The truth is, now is all there is. When you get to January 1st, it's going to be now. January 31st is going to be now. March 28th, 2020, that's a good day. There's something peculiar about that day. Look it up. It's a great day. March 28th, 2020, it's a good day. But when you get there, it's going to be now. So anything you want to change, start now. Break it down, as I said earlier. I think I said it. Yes, I did. Small steps, baby steps. And sometimes when you take baby steps and you commit to that, you can develop a new habit. Sometimes we take such a big leap that it doesn't happen. The dream, the goal is so big that you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try. Here's a tip if you want to create a goal that you can live up to and live into. Let the dream be so far away that you know you'll be stretched, but close enough that you feel like you can achieve it. And it causes you to think, oh my God, I'm going to have to stretch to achieve that goal. And yet it's close enough for you to believe that you can do it. Because if you don't believe you can achieve a goal, it's hard to develop a habit around it. So have it be close enough, not too close. Because if your dream is not scaring the mess out of you, it's not big enough. Let it be a dream that scares the mess out of you. And you know, not only is it going to scare the mess out of you, it's going to stretch you. So it's going to cleanse you. Your intestines, they get more room. They can breathe. Okay, let's move on. But that's really what it is. Anyway, let's move on like I said. Don't betray yourself. Whatever time of the year it is. And even if you find yourself caught up in a loop where all you ever do is betray yourself because you've set it up. You've set some things in place. You've made plans. You've booked a hall. You've done things that you wish you didn't do, and all of it represents betrayal of yourself. You leading yourself down the path of, oh my God, why did I do this? You just literally pimping yourself. You may want to call it off. That could be transformative. And you could change your mind about it. Like, when I made this decision, I meant it. Yeah, I had a little bit of, I wanted to show off or please other people, but really this is something that I've always wanted to do. Okay, so now that I've set things in motion, I'm going to see through. But if anything comes my way, comes on my path, comes into the equation that causes me to think about betraying myself, I'm going to choose me first. I'm going to choose me. I'm going to take a moment to stop, take a deep breath, and ask myself, the capital S self, what should I do? Is this the highest and best choice? Is this the highest and best action? And then I'll move forward. If it doesn't feel right in my heart, if everything inside of me is screaming, no, 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 don't do it, I will find the courage to listen. Life is simple. Trust yourself. To trust yourself is to know that no matter what happens, you can handle it. No matter what happens, you can handle it. That's self-trust. You may not be able to handle it in the moment, but eventually you'll be able to handle it because you're designed, you're equipped to handle anything that crosses your path. Trust the process, trust life, and trust yourself. Don't betray yourself. Don't make that an affirmation. Don't have an affirmation. I will never betray myself again. Don't do that. Because the more you focus on that, I will never betray myself, you will find you will be attracted to experiences and situations and circumstances that will cause you to betray yourself. Because you've been energizing the betrayal. You've been energizing it. So rather than have an affirmation, I would never betray myself, and it may work for you, but I would not suggest you do that. What I will suggest is, I promise to be true to myself. I promise to always do my best. I promise to check in with my spirit before I take action. See, that's even easy. It's a good way. It's an easy way to sort of just pivot. Like, you don't have to be all dogmatic about it. I promised to consider myself when I'm making a decision. I promise to be gentle with myself. I promise to listen to myself. Promise to listen to yourself. Promise to tune in. Turn up if you need to turn up. Turn up and turn out. Right. Turn up your spiritual practice. Amplify it. Meditate. Go for a walk. Write. Visualize. Vision. Imagine. Journal. Pray. Go to a spiritual community where you're feeling lifted and affirmed. Maybe it's about creating groups. If you don't know what you're doing for Christmas because you want to celebrate it, but right now it's too much to go to family members, or you don't have family members because you were adopted and you don't want to go to your adopted family, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm just giving examples. You could actually invite other friends who might be spending time alone, but you don't have to know that. You can just tell them what you're doing. And if they're free and available, have them join you. Create games. Create some kind of game to play that helps you to be introspective. Or maybe find some documentaries, a movie that touches you, that inspires you. Life is for you, never against you. Know that. Trust that. I want to share this quote with you. I shared it in the last episode 19, by Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love, but I feel led to share it with you one more time. The reason so many of us are so obsessed with becoming stars is because we are not yet starring in our own lives. The cosmic spotlight isn't pointed at you. It radiates from within you. Remember that. And when you embrace that cosmic spotlight that is radiating from within you, when you align with it, when you choose to listen to it, when you surrender to it lighting your path, oh yeah, you will recognize that you are the star that you've been looking for. Check out that book, Marianne Williamson's book, A Return to Love. It will return you back to the love that is within you. Well, gotta go. Join me tomorrow if you can, December 12th, 2019, 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Go register at lifecoachade.com, lifecoachade.com. Register there, free webinar, How to Break the Habit of Feeling Stuck. Join us, and if you can't make it, register, and you will receive a recording of it. Let's create a new reality as you journey back to yourself. And thank you for tuning in, for listening and allowing yourself to be transformed on your journey back to yourself. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the podcast. Thank you in advance. And thank you if you've already done it, but I haven't thanked you. I am now. We're getting ready to release the show with John Stringer. You are welcome here. Don't betray yourself. Welcome yourself back to yourself. You are welcome into your own heart. You have permission to do that. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. Peace and blessings. Open arms right now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Well,